Onegaishimasu.
お願いします。
します。
Right, great. Okay, just loosen up gently. Okay, thank you for that. Side to side. Okay, rotating. And taking it into a way. Okay, great. Just finding the length in the spine and just rolling down right from the top of the head, curling the spine. And just roll down. So just going like vertebra by vertebra, all the way down nice and slow. You can keep the knees straight or bent, it just depends on feels. Just the ground relaxed. Same thing coming up, rolling the spine. Slowly up. And the next thing to go is the head. Chin back up. Just a few nice and slow. Just initiate it with the head. To the top. Slowly curving down. Back up. Slowly. Good. One last one. Back. A little more flexible stretching up. A little bit of a back bend. Bending the knees with this one, lengthening through. Spine. Come down. Your head. Draw it into the center. One more. To the top, shoulders out. Forwards. Open up the arms at the back. Change it in. Taking the elbows to the back. Stretching out with the hands. Open it. Side. chin it, coming over to the side. Come to the side. One more time. Right. Circling the hips. Okay, change direction. Good. Into the knees. Coming down, let the knee split out. And back, stretching the back a little bit. Roll it. Step out, wider, and then straight. Sitting down into it. Keep coming back, they're rolling that. And changing direction. Pressing one foot down, rolling out the ankle. Gently with the toes up. Off the ground, slowly. Straighten your toes. Reaching the heel down, touching the toes. Change sides. With the toes up, just gentle. Toes off the floor. Toes. It's in the heel, touching the toes. Great. Coming out, full square deep breathes with the feet. Sink in the hips. Just loosening them out. Hands on the knees, pushing the knee away. Looking over the shoulder. Taking to one side. And change it. Again. Again. Toes up. Here we go. Yeah. Changing sides. Bring the knee up. Bring the front. Changing the leg. You just change it here so you've got one leg stretched out, one leg down. Stretching out here. Good. And then just taking the opposite hand over. Reaching over. Okay, release it, place the hand down here. Open up the body to the other side. Release it one more time over the leg. And come back, hand down. Good, coming back. Chin into the leg. On out. Sink into the hips a little bit. Taking the arm over. The arm down. To the side. Back. Good. Just sinking both legs back. Press into the shoulders. Breathe down, heels to the hips, hips to hips. Shift the right hands. Bring the hips, keep the hips down. Catching back up. Onto the knees, working the shoulders, closing and open, squeezing the shoulders together, and spreading them out. Good, working the spine, curling up, open up to the top. Good, finding the toes, pushing up with the hands. Moving the shoulders a little bit. And then just treading with the feet. Walking the feet to their hands. Drop forward. Bending the knees, rolling the arms up. Okay, just roll out the wrist a little bit. We're just splitting the connection with the palm. Just rolling them out, working the fingers. Okay, taking the fingers at the top, pushing out the shoulder. Rolling a fist, pull around to the back of that hand. Fist. Just fists out, widen the wrists. Wind the forearm the elbow. Changing direction. And again, bring the whole arm into it. Through the shoulders, elbow, wrist. Everything just kind of clear. change direction. Okay, shake the rest of this up. Rolling the others. Shaking the legs. Good. And the hold. That's when you're just going to make fist, bring yourself up onto the toe, tense everything in the body, so all the muscles in the body. Just want to tense and tense and tense. Take a deep breath in. And relax a little bit. Just drop everything. A few really tense, clench the fist. Tighten the shoulders, neck, everything. Release. One more time. Nice deep breath in. Tension, tension, tension. And let it go. Good. Okay, we'll do some joke today. So we'll work on the striking series of the Subaru. So working from number 6. So starting in basically Kenkai, and it's basically number 2 of the Hokken Subaru. So you're rolling the body back, coming up to the shoulder, the top of the head, and then coming forward, striking in. Nice easy Subaru to start. To the top, sinking in. Okay, the main thing that just try and really feel the back of the body. So when you do this one, as if you're pushing the space behind you. So if you imagine like a thick wall behind you in the body, really consciously get to that position and then think about pressing the body back to space here. So that connection in the back is really thick. This is to try and balance out you basically got all the weights in the front and you're raising at the top. So there's a tendency to, I lose the back and I fill out the front. But think about really filling the back out. And I need the front to actually soften. So just imagine you kind of falling back into a wall and press that connection back. And then you release it to the front. So keep the back full. This is just a practice where you can. Just really consciously spread the back. Pressing space behind you. So press the body back. And then there's basically two extremes of lifting this, of lifting the jaw when you do this. So the obvious one is basically lifting from the outside. So I move the tip first, and then I pull the body back with it. The other extreme of this is I pull the arms to the body, and then I pull the jaw up this way. But look for something that's in between where I kind of soften the arms, and don't raise from the outside, raise from the inside. So you want that more the feeling in the second one. You're drawing the jaw to the body, and then raising up. But it's not so extreme that you're kind of closing the connection to the front. So it's softening the front of the body, keeping the back expanded, and raise from the top. The main kind of feeling you want is that as you adjust the back foot and you sink the weight back, that the pressure down is raising the jaw up to the top of the head here. So that rather than a kind of external raise that way, you're thinking about the connection down and up. That kind of coming together at that point. But the front of the body needs to kind of soften a lot to do this. So, sink up, strike. So you're kind of softening the core of the body to raise the jaw. That's it. There we go. It's this kind of paradox that we're always actually doing in the Taijutsu as well. So you raise the arm up by sinking the feeling down. So if you think like any technique we're doing this, 𝒖kido is a really clear example, but you raise the arms by actually sinking the feeling down. So if I do the raise in 𝒖kido kind of externally, or I do it as a movement of the arms looks like that. So I do it, it's a kind of gross movement away. I do up to go up to go up. But what you're looking for is a feeling like you actually sink the body down. So it's this paradox where the arms are raising or the hands raising, but the feeling in the body is draining down underneath it. So look for this same kind of feeling here. I can do it in a way where I just raise the arms up. Yeah. I can do it in a feeling where I actually sink the feeling down. So you're raising the weapon by sinking the feeling down. But this is this kind of strange feeling. It doesn't feel kind of natural to do, but the main thing you're looking for is to get underneath the weapon. In the same way that you're trying to get underneath the person when you do the 𝒖kido, something like that. So just look for that feeling here. And then keeping that feeling underneath as you strike. So raise by sinking. And there's a kind of technical thing, but it's also a kind of feeling thing. It's like a drop my feeling in the body. Yeah. So, this looks like nice. That's it. There we go. Good, so that's same feeling now going into 7. So you find that on the left side strike, come up to the top, striking, and that same feeling now, pressing the body through, releasing the arms and going to the second strike on the left. Get underneath. Again, try and sustain that feeling of being underneath the weapon, release into the left side. Good, and just play with this. So when you go into the second strike, really play with the right hand releasing. So what you're looking for in this movement, rather than a kind of straight up and down, although you can do that, that's not wrong in a way, but look for something much more circular. So you're looking to kind of spiral the connection into the hands this way. So in order to do that and not for the body not to get twisted, then I need to release this hand to do it. So when you do this, think about pushing the connection down again to the ground, to the foot, but also at the same time, the sense that the spiral from the ground goes up into the body. So just play with really releasing the right hand as you do it. You want one motion, which is going to spiral up to the top of the head and into the hands. So just see if you can kind of catch that motion. I need to really be releasing the right hand to let it kind of free the body up to do that. You snap onto the jaw, and then as you go, release it. So you're practicing a kind of grip, release, spiral through, and get to it. Yeah. That's it. Good. That's it.
Okay, Mike, thanks a lot.
Hello.
Thank you. See you later, guys. Bye.
Good, we'll go to 8. So this is working with the Geran. So you come back, strike in, and then you're releasing to the back hip. Striking through. Go back. In. Hold your back. Striking in. So it's 𝒊𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒕. Good. Good. The first thing here is again that kind of release in the front hand. So actually that movement you've done here is a good kind of preparation for this move. So what you really want to do is let this front hand be really light on the weapon, and that you just draw the jaw back this way. So this, and this hand just basically follows it. The problem with this movement, there's a tendency I start that and then I find that hand and then I pull it back this way. But really try and get the sense that the front hand's light. You draw that connection back with the hip, and then this hand just kind of follows it. But it's not doing a kind of pushing movement. It's just, or a kind of, pushing movement. But just let it kind of follow back. So you've got the strike, and then you release this hand, and just draw it back. So that kind of connection. And you want the hip to redraw it back. That's good. So the strike, drop it back that way. But really give that motion to the back hip. Front hand's nice and light. Okay. You want it to be kind of instant. Wow. One thing. That's it. That's it. Yeah, good. That's it. Yeah, you're good. That's
Michael?
Yeah, sure.
From this position, I don't know. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
From this position,
yeah.
to go to the front. Is the hip the first, which is moving, and then
Think about releasing that hip, but at the same time also think. So I've got this position. Think about sinking into this foot. So this foot becomes a kind of ground for it, and then this hip can kind of release through it. But think about this hip kind of sinking into the ground here, and then let the back hip start to come in this, and then you draw through it this way. So think about not fixing the front hip, but think about sinking into that front leg that way, and then that means that hip can free up that movement, and then you draw it through with the jaw that way. Yeah. So it's basically hip as you do it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Got it? Okay, cool. Keep it going. Yeah. That's it. Good. Okay, great. So just watch this now. So it's this move. This is a really tricky move to do really well as well. So when you do this one, just watch this. There's a real tendency in this case that I just push the Joe in with the backhand. So that kind of movement happens. So that movement happens, but nothing's really happening in this hand. So play with both hands working together, but you've got a feeling in the body is like this kind of motion. So that backhand's also kind of opening the movement out as well. So rather than just that happening, you've got this happening through the body. So in terms of the handwork, rather than like that kind of flat movement, you've got like this kind of movement happening. So you've got to kind of roll through the body this way. So the backhand's also kind of opening the movement out as well. So just try and find a balance between both hands with this one. One hand, or both together, both together. You should do it. Give it a try. So just bringing both hands into the movement now. Yeah. Together. So that's it. Good. Okay, good. And then just play with this. It's just to emphasize the connection in this back foot. So what tends to happen with this is I tend to step out of that foot and then I strike with a weight and then this kind of connection. Look for something that's a bit more subtle. So the movement here, it's a bit like when you make the ski with the bokken. So you've got the weight sinking through, you've got the thrust, and then the body comes after it. It's the same kind of movement here. You come through, the weight sinks, and then the body follows it this way. So just play this movement as you go through. The weight of the strike is coming from this leg. So this is your anchor in the right foot and the right hand. This, and then that foot kind of peels through after. So think of the Joe's kind of wedging through the strike, and then I bring the left hip through to it this way. Sometimes we are striking on that leg, but that tends to be when you're adjusting your position and then finding it. With this one's a bit more of an attack form, so the feeling is to just press through that way. Just play with this in this one. Yeah. This. Yeah. And then that feeling. So the weight being delivered in the right foot. That's your anchor. Good. Whoosh. Great. And the last one, just playing from this position. Yeah, just playing with the Gedangaeshi. So playing with drawing it back into Kamae now. So you roll the body back, you strike through and roll it back. Okay, so here, yeah, that goes back, in, roll. Yep. Back. Nice kind of thick connection to the pen. Hold it in. So this is this kind of where I go, I try and speed up the key, I try and speed up the 𝒂𝒂𝒿. So it looks something like this one. That. I did a so there's a kind of break in it. That breaks from the 𝒂𝒂𝒿, that kind of static. So look for a different kind of quality in the body where you just roll it through. So it's basically the hips are basically in motion all the time. So what you're going to do is stick the hip and then find it. This is always the kind of 𝒂𝒂𝒿 practice, that kind of settling in and then rolling back this way. But for this one, just look for something a little bit more, much more fluid in the body. So the pressure in the hip just passes to the jaw. So you got this kind of rolling movement of the hip. Give it a try, last few. So it's a really nice movement, but I got to kind of release it through the hip. That. That. Oh, I missed it. That. That's it. That's it. So using that kind of density from the 𝒂𝒂𝒿, but not necessarily the kind of step by step. Let it flow out. That's it. Right. So. Whoosh. Whoosh. Okay, last you just take it to the full 𝒊𝒏𝒈. So, and you're coming back into Kamae as well. So, take this nice and slow, rolling up to the top, sinking in, rolling through. I'm trying to keep the hips all the time, pressing the ground and in motion. Yeah. Great. That's Very good. Okay, great. We'll stop that. Oh, there we go. Great. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
どうもありがとうございました。
All right. Great. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank